Marker? One of these days I want to do a every YouTuber ever, like, yo, what's up? It's your boy Chris Temple, or hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry I haven't made a video in so long. But anyway, what's going on? I'm Chris Temple. Welcome to Indie Rubble VFX, Hollywood effects without the Hollywood budget. And today we're going to go over my top 5 books for independent filmmakers. Now, these are books that sometimes talk about the process of filmmaking, but sometimes they're just so like freaking inspiring. It's incredible. So starting with number 5 on the list, let's jump into it. Number 5 is Road Racers, the making of a degenerate hot rod flick. Now this book is very difficult to come by right now. I managed to win mine on eBay for about 40 bucks, but that's like insane. This book routinely goes for over $100. Now, what makes this book so valuable and so cool? Well, they only did one printing of it. And what makes it so valuable for me, the independent filmmaker, is... We'll go ahead and mute our laptop here. What makes it so valuable for me, the independent filmmaker, is that it is a continuation of a production journal that Robert Rodriguez kept. And we're going to talk about one of his other more well-known ones here in a little bit. But this particular one follows his first attempt at making a Hollywood film. He's working in Hollywood now. He's got a big film crew for the first time in his life. And what does that do to his creative process, and how is it working with all these people and things? And there's, he ends up setting the precedent in this book for editing his own films and all that good stuff. So highly recommend looking at this. This is number 5 on my list. You're probably only going to be able to find it on eBay. I think actually Tommy Nix, who is one of Rodriguez's cohorts and film school alumni, is selling one right now for about 200 bucks. Message him, see if he'll sign it for you and decide if it's worth 200 bucks for you. But I paid 40 for mine. It was in great shape and super, super happy with it. Number 4 on my list, the Guerrilla Filmmakers Movie Blueprint. Now, this is actually a sequel book. Again, just like the last one we talked about. The original one was actually called the Guerrilla Filmmakers Handbook, and it was a big yellow book. This one's called the Movie Blueprint. Now, the handbook was actually just a bunch of interviews with people that work in the industry, and especially on the European side of things. This particular one is actually a little bit more of a step-by-step of how to make a film in a more traditional sense, where you've got, all your crew members and things like that. And it's a really good bird's eye view of the entire process. This is one of my favorite books. I've had this one since before my house fire. You can see it's all burned up now on the outer edges and stuff, but the content inside is still super, super valuable. So if you can find this one, I believe this is out of print as well, so you might have to look on eBay for it. I think I got mine from like Borders Books before they shut down. I ordered it online. I got it for like $5, which was like insane because its retail price is listed at, it's so out of print they don't even say. Yeah, I don't know what it would normally cost. I have seen this book go for like 50 or 60 bucks, but it's very well worth it to give you a good overview of the process. Now, one downside to this particular book is that this was written in the early 2000s as things were transitioning over from film to digital, like especially in terms of cinematography and such. So they talk about HD versus standard def versus shooting on film and which path is right for you. These days we're all shooting digital. I'm pretty sure that's a no-brainer, but it is real interesting to see the slice of time that's captured in this when there was that transition period, and you could legitimately choose to shoot on DV or shoot on HD or shoot on film. These days, pretty much your choice is limited to shooting 4K or shooting 2K. I mean, like that's what we're looking at right now. And there's other formats too. I know someone out there's going to say, well, I can shoot on 12K with this camera. Great, good for you. But realistically, from a production standpoint, working in the industry, 1080 and 4K are all you're looking at today. So, like I say, in some respects, the book is a little bit dated, but it's still chocked full of a lot of really, really great information. Number 3 on my list, What They Don't Teach You at Film School. Again, this was first published in the year 2000. I don't know if they've done any other printings since then. I couldn't tell you. This is the one I bought in 2002. It went through the fire. It's waterlogged. It smells a little bit smoky, but still has a lot of really good information in it. Because I didn't go to film school. I'm completely self-taught with everything that I know. And I learned a lot about the interacting with people and stuff from this book. It talks about how to deal with parties, arrive late, leave early, that kind of a thing. One of the greatest pieces of advice in this book, I'm going to go ahead and read it here verbatim. If you want to be a filmmaker, put down this book and pick up a camera. Any camera. Super 8, High 8 video, or disposable point and shoot click still kind from the supermarket. Go and shoot a story about that kid across the street, your dog, your dying houseplant, whatever. Go do it now. And that's the beginning of chapter 2. That's the challenge that they give you. And the first time I read this book, I actually put the book down. I grabbed my mini DV camera that I was using at the time, and I went and I shot a movie about my cat. I followed my cat around the house all day. I shot a movie about her, and I learned almost more from doing that than I did from reading the rest of the book. But the point is, the book inspired me to go shoot that movie, which taught me a lot in the process about, the aspects of filmmaking and things like that. So, if you can find this book, again, I don't know if you can or not. I have not looked, but what they don't teach you at film school, very, very awesome, very, very cool. It's just got a lot of really great words of wisdom in it. One of the other ones I really enjoyed was this one right here. It says, success happens as the result of just one person believing in you. Make that 2. You need to believe in yourself first and last. And it's in the context of trying to make it in Hollywood and trying to make it as a filmmaker, independent or studio financed, whichever way you want to look at that. So really fantastic book, what they don't teach you at film school. All right, number 2 on the list, The DV Rebel's Guide. An all-digital approach to making killer action movies on the cheap. Now, the crazy thing about this is that you don't have to make action movies to really appreciate everything that's in this book, but if you're looking to make an action movie, I cannot recommend this book enough. I first bought this in 2010, in the spring of 2010, when I was getting ready to shoot my feature film, Leap, Rise of the Beast. It was an action film. It was my first movie to be shot on high definition at 24 frames a second with interchangeable lenses and a Super 35 size sensor. We shot it on Canon Rubble T2i. And I had no clue what I was doing beforehand. Like, I wrote the script, and, explosion here, gunfight here, chasing here. Oh, bad guys in a room full of computer monitors. And I didn't know how I was going to pull any of this stuff off. And this book gave me a lot of the know-how and the wisdom as far as how to make that happen. And so if you are an independent filmmaker with high ambitions and you're wanting to do genre pictures, or you're wanting to do something just a little higher up than your typical, film school grad drama, highly, highly, highly recommend the book. It is expensive. I paid $50 for this thing. It does come with a DVD that's got some samples of the director's demo, like a short film that he made that inspired him to write the book. The film is not very good by today's standards. There's way better stuff you can find on the internet. But it's cool because the director was like one of the first to take all this information during the DV filmmaking revolution and put it all into one place. If you want to learn how to do bullet hits, other types of gunfire, muzzle flashes, computer screen replacements, blue screen, green screen, working with miniatures, all that kind of stuff, anything that requires special effects, car chases, etc. Fantastic book to have, great reference. It's not all about visual effects. There's a whole bunch of stuff here at the beginning about planning your shoot and learning how to storyboard even if you can't draw, and learning how to think ahead. And then when you do get into the visual effects, it is all Adobe After Effects based. I know on this channel, and for me personally, I've moved away from After Effects into Nodes, but when I did shoot Rise of the Beast in 2010, I was using After Effects. And so there was a lot of great crossover between what the book was talking about and what I was learning how to do in AE, following like video copilot tutorials and stuff like that. And this book really is what enabled me to make Leap Rise of the Beast, which you can watch on this YouTube channel. But this book is the one that really made that happen for me. And so if you can find this one, highly recommend getting that as well. And finally, number one on my list, number one on most independent filmmakers list, is as far as must-read books on filmmaking, is Rubble Without a Crew. How a 23-year-old filmmaker with $7,000 became a Hollywood player. This is the diary kept by Robert Rodriguez when he made El Mariachi down in Mexico for $7,000. And it's not a how-to book. He doesn't walk you through step by step, here's how to do this, here's how to do this, here's how to do this. Instead, it's an overview of the process as he was going through the process. He's locked up in a research hospital and he's working on the script. And he talks about that. Talks about his reasoning, his thought process for putting certain scenes where they're going to end up being. Then you get into actually shooting the film. And then the really the inspiring part is when he goes to try to sell the movie. And following the what could be a film unto itself as he tries to go sell this thing down in Hollywood, and he's just a no-namer from, you know, San Antonio, Texas, or Austin, Texas. Yeah, like, this book has inspired legions and legions and legions of filmmakers and entrepreneurs to go out and chase their dream and chase their vision. So if you're stuck at a dead-end job right now, but you want to make movies and you think you have it in you, buy this book, read it through. It'll take you like maybe a day, 2 days tops to read through if you can do it in one sitting. And you're going to come away after reading this with a desire and a drive to make your dreams a reality. So that is a look at my top 5 books recommended for independent filmmakers, whether to inspire or to teach. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. I am Chris Temple, L Director, and we'll see you next time right here on Indie Rebel, Hollywood effects without the Hollywood budget.